subject to zakat unless they're used. Sometimes people use them not necessarily because they how to call it, they wear them, but they collect them, to make large collection of them, and because they want to dodge zakat, they will tell you we are using this for beautification purposes. And if that is the case now, they call it jewelry that they use for beautification purposes in order to run away from zakat. Once the system gets to know that they will be forced to give zakat out of it.
It will be based on intention then.
Yes, but if the intention is only for them to be using it, to be wearing it on their bodies, they are not subject to zakat.
Okay.
No.
There, viewers, as you may understand, this is a phone-in program where you can call and ask questions pertaining to what we are discussing and what we've discussed previously in zakat. Now we'll go for a short break. Inshallah, when we come again, we'll open the lines for you to call and ask questions.
خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين Muhammad bin Abdullah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala. Welcome again to this Iqra program, and inshallah now what we'll do is to give you the phone numbers which you can use to call and ask questions. The number you can call is 437-3910, 437-3910, and for those of you outside the country, you just need to add 00220 437-3910. Doctor, we now move on to business, transactional trade. In this country, to be specific, many people operate small businesses, that is the shopkeepers, where they buy goods on weekly basis, some on monthly basis, and sell them. Some take daily supplies of bread, and things like that, sell them. Now, for someone operating a small business of that nature, how do you give out your zakat?
What you need to understand is, first of all, you have to go back to the capital, the seed money that you use to kickstart business. If the seed money that you use to kickstart business was up to a taxable amount, then now you're doing business for 1 year now. You understand?
Okay.
Then the baseline will be the seed money or the taxable amount. After 1 year, you come and check the how to call it, the whole value of the business. How much do you have in terms of cash, and how much value of the remaining goods that you have in the stock.
Okay.
You combine everything and you give zakat. Like if you have in terms of cash, if you have, let's say, $25,000 is cash, but the value of the unsold goods in the shop, they go up to, let's say, 50,000. So here you have something which is up to $75,000. You understand? So you use the existing cash and give zakat of $75,000. Then you continue the business until the same time next year. You understand? But if the amount that you used to kickstart the business was a small amount, it was not up to a taxable amount. Your task now will be for you to know exactly when your profit and capital reach the taxable amount. And if it is from that point of time that you start calculating, 1 year after that, 1 year after the business, the whole business and its value becomes subject to zakat.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems we have our first caller. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Wa alaikum salam.
Bismillah.
So, for me, I just want to ask a question.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. In terms of our currency, dollar, what is the nisab?
Okay, thank you very much.
As far as zakat is concerned.
Was it?
Thank you very much.
Was it?
He said, okay, thank you very much. You can put down the phone, then we'll answer your question. He said, what is the nisab
Of Dalasi.
of Dalasi? Yeah.
Yes, let me go back to the explanation that I was making, I think which might not clear to you and others. The nisab of Dalasi is today $14,875. How do we reach to this? I always explain this, that the original taxable property here used to be called dirham, silver. And 200 dirham, in terms of silver, the quantity of 200 dirham in silver is 595 gram. So any collection of silver which is up to 595 gram is equivalent to 200 dirham. But this 200 dirham was different from the paper money that we know today, that we use today. You understand? But the paper money also is subject to zakat, and we have to follow the same method of calculation. Now, what you need to know now, therefore, is the equivalent of these 200 dirham or 595 gram in terms of paper money.
Okay.
And today, as I said before, after consulting the blacksmiths, is $25 per gram. And 25, if you multiply 25 by 595, it gives you 14,875. So therefore, the taxable, the minimum taxable amount of dalasi is 14,875. If it provided that by the time it reach this amount, you can keep it for 1 year.
Okay, it means when it gets to a year, then you give it out.
Yeah.
We have another caller then. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Hello.
Bismillah.
I have a question to answer.
Okay, a question to ask or to answer?
No, sorry, I have a question to ask.
No problem. You can come in.
There is one cattle owner.
Okay.
Who traveled to abroad for 6 years. And then this individual has more than 40 cattle.
Okay.
And then he has traveled for 6 years. He came back to the Gambia and he wanted to give out the zakat for the past 6 years.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What you need to know is for cattle or for cows and cattle, the minimum taxable quantity is 30.
30, yeah.
And as we said the last time, 30 out of 30 you give one male cattle which has completed second and entered the third year. That's tabio. Tabio, you understand? Tabio must mean it must have completed the second year.
Okay.
Tabio. And then the 40 is another very good point that you are making. When it goes up to 40, you give a different animal now. The animal you give is called musinna, a female one which has completed third and entered the fourth year. So if when by the time he left the country, he already got 30, and he came back 6 years later, the person in whose hand he entrusted the cattle was not giving zakat for him. When he comes, he will calculate the number of cattle he owned and give zakat for the 6 years that he was absent, provided that at no point in time the amount of cattle he's going to give out will not bring the taxable amount below 30. Okay. You understand? Like if by the time he comes back, he has let's say 50. Then in this case now, for the first year, when it was 30, one tabi was due. When it was 40, one musina was due. So we have to see that within in this period of 6 years, when it reached how many of it he had 30 and how many of which he had 40, and he gave the zakat on this basis.
But that's understood. We have another caller again. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
They are not ready for me.
Okay, we
hello?
Hello, we're getting you.
Yes. If somebody has a property,
okay,
like I have a house,
okay,
3 houses, 4, 5 houses, valued of $200,000-$500,000.
Okay.
I have 3 cars on my property. I have money in the account.
Okay.
So if after 1 year, this property that is valued at this and this amount, which may be taxable, is it I have to pay zakat on that one too?
Okay. In fact, you can put down the phone. Thank you very much. I was coming to ask that question, but since he's asking now,
say it again.
You can just, what he's saying is buildings.
Yes.
Yes. This housing estate, it happens that way. He has a house, which the value of which is, for example, $300,000. Now, perhaps he's renting them, or he owns them, selling them out, whatever. When it gets to a year, with this property with him, how did he give out zakat? And provided that perhaps he has some money in the bank.
Okay, yes, exactly. Buildings per se, they are not subject to zakat. But when they're using them for business purpose, for transactional trade, like renting them, of course, the money that is paid to you will be subject to zakat. But now, the question as to when depends on what you have in your savings, in account. If by the time you receive the rental,